Welcome, citizens. In this video, we will be reviewing the newly released 3.6 update. We'll be going over some of the good points, some of the bad points, and at the end, give our cowface score. Okay, let's get started. So, first up, in 3.6, we had new space stations.
We did. Yeah, they are pretty awesome, I've got to admit. That video that you made showed it off perfectly. This is one of the pluses of 3.6, is they are just really cool. Varied and massive, absolutely massive. They're quite intimidating to fly around, which is just, that's how space should be. So yeah, I really like them.
Yeah, the variation's pretty good. I look forward to them adding some more kind of building blocks to sort of throw around the stations.
Yeah.
After kind of spending so much time doing that cinematic video for them, I actually started to see a bit of repetition going on, but most people probably won't even notice it because you don't really spend that much time looking at them.
No.
As intently as I did. But yeah, it'll be cool to see them sort of expand that a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, another one of the big points for 3.6 is got to be hover mode.
Yeah.
Discuss.
Disgust, did you say?
Discuss.
Yeah, no, hover mode is cool. I think that of all the there are points about this that I hate, and I've had a lot of problems with it, which cannot be explained because even just the other night I was trying to land. What was it? I think it was a 600i, which maybe isn't the best example, but it just at a certain altitude, the ship will go forwards. There is no leveling it out. I have to just go at the ground like a lunatic until eventually it will level out. It's weird. Like I get this certain altitudes where it just flies forwards no matter what I do. So it is a bit bugged for me, but you know, I have seen it work, so I can't deny that it's a cool system, and it's definitely going to add some variation to the ships, the way they feel, and stop people being able to just strafe kill you. So that's always nice.
Yeah, I've heard the Freelancer's also got some strange bugs with the hover mode.
Oh yeah.
I haven't personally experienced it, but we've seen a lot of comments in Discord and on some of our videos of people that have said the Freelancers are a bit janky.
Yeah, because they've got obviously they've got no VTOL technically at all.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't help. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, and we'll get to this in a bit, I haven't really had the chance to get the Freelancer to anywhere where I would need to use VTOL because I'm mostly in space. And in fact, I remember I was so daft. I landed somewhere at one of the stations and I was like, I'm so impressed. I landed that really well. And then someone said, yeah, that's because there's no VTOL in space. I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, the Freelancer is a bit messed up at the minute, which is a real shame.
Well, saying there's no VTOL in space, but I've had a few instances where I've tried to land on a landing pad on a rest stop, for example, and the ship just flies forward at full speed for no reason at all.
Yeah. Well, we had that. The first time I flew my Freelancer, do you remember? I tried to land on Olisar, and I just kept going whee straight into the building. I was like, yeah, I give up. So yeah, not 100% correct, but yeah.
Okay, another fairly big one. The ship purchasing kiosks. So now you can actually buy quite a number of ships around the verse that aren't necessarily on show in the shops. You can just walk up to a terminal and buy whatever you want, really. The prices in the PTU are a bit odd, but they've recently just kind of redone the prices, and it's a bit more in line with where they should be.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to. It was so limited, just being able to buy what you see, sort of thing. So yeah, it's a good idea to have that kind of mechanic in. I mean, again, it's another thing really where I haven't had a chance to play with it, and again, we'll touch on that a bit later when we give our opinions. But yeah, I don't even think I've actually seen the ship purchasing kiosk yet, as far as I'm aware.
We also got the beginnings of the black market economy. So this is essentially 3 sort of junkyards dotted around different planets. I think there's one in each kind of system. So there's one on Hurston, there's one in the ArcCorp system on Walla, I believe it is, and there's one on Daymar. No,
okay,
Daymar. Yeah, I think it's Daymar.
Yeah.
So you can essentially steal some goods from someone and sell them at this place, or there's the odd mission where you can pick up and drop off kind of illegal goods. The money's quite good for it if you get those. Haven't personally tried stealing cargo from, or more, I haven't tried stealing a cargo vessel off of someone and selling their goods. But apparently that is a thing.
That's cool. Yeah, it's good to see a slightly more darker side, even though most of the missions in the game are always kind of, piratey and dark. But yeah, to actually have a mechanic in there to allow you to do this stuff now kind of makes sense. And it gives it that kind of other side of the coin as well, because I think now the shops will be able to identify stolen goods and all that kind of stuff, which is that's a cool idea. So yeah, I like it.
My main issue with the junkyards themselves is that they're not kind of procedurally generated. They are a fixed number of structures in a specific kind of arrangement. So they look exactly the same. They're just on different colour planets.
Yeah, that's a real shame. Because I remember you really wanted to kind of get a good look at them and all that, and then you come back to me and was like, they're the same. They're cookie cutter. Like, that's a shame.
Yeah. Okay, we also got weapon attachments, which is a good step in the right direction. We got some different sights we can attach to the weapons now, ranging from 1x reflex scopes up to I think it's ×8 or something like that.
Yeah.
For your sniper rifles, which is good because the basic iron sights on most of the weapons were pretty obnoxious, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh yeah, terrible. I mean, I've never been an iron sight kind of guy. There'll be the odd gun in Battlefield or somewhere where I prefer an iron sight. It feels more precise. But in this game, no, I've never liked them. Although saying that, I haven't actually tried a weapon attachment yet. Again, for more reasons I'll explain later. But it's a step in the right direction to having that kind of modularity for your weapons, which is going to be fun.
Yeah. I suppose the last big feature we got was the whole lore system, as we mentioned earlier. So each area's got its own kind of jurisdiction, and the police will now kind of scan you randomly, chase you down, and the more crime stat you've got, the bigger the threat coming at you.
Yeah, that is a cool idea. I love the idea of that, where you rammed into someone accidentally, but you got 1 crime stat or whatever, and you might get a cutlass or something come after you, but then if you do something really dodgy, you're gonna be in the shit basically, because you're gonna get something big and mean coming after you. The biggest problem is the goddamn interdictions. They are a nightmare. Oh man, we know that they're obviously gonna tone them back, but oh my goodness, they really do make a jump, a complete mission, to get from point A to point B. So
for ships, this update we got the Vanguard rework, which I think everyone can agree is just hands down a better looking ship now.
Oh, it's so sexy. Yeah, awesome.
It actually made me think about getting one, but then I kind of reined myself in. No, don't do it.
Yeah, that's the problem, is they, it looks so damn good now that, yeah, even I went, oh, I could, but I won't.
We also got the little P-72 Archimedes, which is, Kruger is kind of a favourite manufacturer of mine, even though we've only got 2 snub fighters from them so far. I really liked the Merlin, and the Archimedes is just as good. It's such a fun little ship to fly around. I would love them to sort of put out a bigger fighter from Kruger. I think I would really enjoy that.
You imagine especially the Archimedes, which just it does look a bit more chunky and a little bit meaner. But that just scaled up with maybe some bigger wings and stuff it'd just be such a cool. They just make cool looking ships. So yeah, 100% agree there. Yeah, and the Archimedes, it looks fast as well. That's what I like about it. It just looks like someone went, right, we've got these 2 engines. We need to strap some ship to it.
Yeah.
they're huge. So yeah, I haven't tried it yet, but that is a ship that I definitely want to have a little fly about in.
Okay, for weapons, we got a new pistol, the S38 bearing, which is, that's a pretty good pistol, kind of standard issue. It feels like, a modern day FPS weapon. It's pretty standard, but it works well. We also got the Lumin 5 laser SMG, which is kind of burst auto. I can't remember. It's kind of got some weird mechanic. Interesting.
But burst 3-shot or something. So it's kind of 3-shot burst, but automatic 3-shot burst. Really weird.
I can't remember how to describe the thing. It's interesting.
It's a strange concept.
We also got some neutron repeaters for ship weapons. Haven't had a chance to try these out yet, but that comes down to the performance problems with 3.6, which we'll be getting onto soon. There was a few core tech upgrades, client to server active networking and asynchronous disconnection. Sorry. Again, okay. We'll get onto them soon. There was meant to be a shield system improvement, but that didn't make the cut.
Yeah, still only is it 1 task completed out of 4 or something? So
yeah, they haven't really moved it back yet, which is strange. I thought they would have punted that back to 3.7 at least by now, but it's still sitting on there.
Yeah, I wonder if they're planning on doing a 3.6.2 and then popping it in there or something like that.
They will be, because you've still got the 890 jump to make an appearance, so there will be more patches coming. Whether it'll make it into one of them, who knows. Okay, that's kind of the main points of the update. Now, we've had some performance problems with 3.6. Now, what I want to say is, in the PTU, I had one of the most smoothest experiences on Star Citizen ever, and I had massive high hopes for this patch. And then it went live.
That's it.
And that's really it. I don't even know where to begin. Tell us your little story about the other night.
The comedy time in there was perfect. Basically, so this kind of sums up my experience in 3.6 and 3.6.1, because it was technically in 3.6.1, but they are the same thing to me. It's all the same problems. So basically, me and a ragtag bunch of crazy people decided that we were going to go from Olisar to Hurston. Can you imagine? And along the way, we had constant disconnects. We had complete server meltdowns. We switched servers during our time on, I think 4 times. We were all stuck in a connie. I ended up stuck in the co-pilot seat, so couldn't get out, which means wherever we go, I'm stuck in that ship anyway, so it's pointless. And then we had warp issues, so we couldn't target places to warp to. I found a weird workaround, which I'll tell you now. This will save you all a lot of time. If you can't lock on to what you're trying to warp to, spin around 360. Sounds stupid, but it works. It worked for me almost every time. It's such a stupid thing. The long and short of that is basically we had a never-ending stream of problems. It took us 4 hours to go from Olisar to Hurston, and then when we finally landed, there was one of us in I can't remember what it was. I want to say an Avenger maybe, and then 2 of us were in 600 Eyes. Unbeknownst to us, the 600 Eyes have a bug. Can you believe it? Once those doors close on the lift, they never open again, and you are entombed in a 600i forever.
Yep, I've had that similar problem on the Reliant. As soon as the door closes, you cannot open it again, and you just have to restart the game.
Yeah, you're just stuck. So that is game breaking. And one of the chaps that was with us is a very upbeat chap. He's never really negative, and even if he is negative, it's always with a real positive spin. Everything about this particular man is like Star Citizen in the blood. And even his voice, you could hear it in his voice after about 3 hours, that this just was crushing his soul, you know. And that is my experience of 3.6. It has been absolutely... I don't even know the word. I want to say diabolical. That doesn't feel right, but it's unbelievably terrible for me. And if you brought me this game now and you said you've got to try this game, it's amazing to look at, and then I spent an hour on it, I would never play this again. That is how much 3.6 has hurt me. So your turn.
3.6, The Reaper of Souls.
Yeah. Oh man.
I've
shivering.
had very similar experiences. Like I said, the PTU was as smooth as anything. I had no crashes, I had no bugs, nothing. I was doing loads of missions, flying around, no problems. And then it went live. And as soon as it went live, I get maybe 2 or 3 crashes per session. Random bugs with like doors not opening, so I'm stuck in ships. I've had things despawn in front of me. I've had the police attack me for no reason whatsoever. The list goes on. Every patch release that we've had so far has been, kind of janky with bugs, but this, I don't know, it just feels like the worst one we've had so far.
Yeah. I think there's a genuine problem which maybe they're not making clear to us. And if you actually talk to smart people, I know a couple, and they will say to you, I wonder if they use a very technical term, I can't even remember it now, but if their kind of coding practices are correct, because we seem to get bugs that resurface, and we seem to get bugs that are game breaking. These are the kind of things where you cannot progress in the game because it prevents you from doing that. That is the kind of bug you crush, and they seem to push them somewhere out of sight, and then they come back, and we wonder if it is just them not being very, I don't know technical terms, but just not being very stringent with their coding practices. When they write a bug out, does someone else accidentally write it back in with a similar code? Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing. It's just mind-boggling.
It's almost like they fix the bug and then send that fixed code out to us, and then the patch is fixed, and then they start working on the next update patch, but they didn't kind of include the fix, so they're using old code, and it just keeps going. It's like weird. They don't implement their bug fixes into their dev code. It's really odd.
It's like bandages. It's like band-aids, as Americans would say. They just put band-aids on everything and hope for the best, and it's not working. And you can see it. So 3.3 came out, and it was pretty good, to be honest, when it had its fair share of bugs, but it was okay. 3.4 came out, again, had its fair share of bugs, and was a little bit unstable, but was okay. 3.5 came out, had a lot of bugs, and was not okay, and they really desperately had to patch it to make it work. 3.6 has come out, and it is desperately bad, and even the patch to make it better has introduced new bugs, or old bugs. I mean, the fact that we're now having disappearing components again is just shocking.
Yeah, that one boggles my mind.
I mean, that has got to be a fundamental piece of code that is removing the components of people's ships. How they cannot patch that out, I don't know. I don't even know. Don't even know what to say about it. It's crazy.
We've actually got someone on our Discord channel that he's basically lost all the components in every ship, and if he claims the ship on insurance, it doesn't fix the problem. So he has no ships until the next update.
Yeah, I think he's currently in talks with support to do a refresh of his account. That's how big this bug is, that they can't just do a little fix. They have to completely wipe and refresh his account to get these things back, and that's just crazy. And we've got a hardcore long-term backer.
It's pretty bad. I'm sure there's going to be loads of people in our comments that say they've had an amazing experience, no bugs, no problems, and I envy you, my friend. I really envy you, because we've had some big issues.
Yeah, it's painful. I was going to say we've got a very long-term backer. Okay,
anything else you want to throw in before we get to the score?
Am I not coming through now?
Oh, whoa, hello.
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Yep.
Oh, you kept talking over me, and I was like, "What is he doing?" I must have gone funky there for a minute.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything, and then all of your speech came through at the same time, like.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention Sprocket, because that shocked me, because he's pretty hardcore, and then they've lost him essentially. So yeah, go on. I'll just say it. We've actually got a long time backer, loads of ships, really hardcore, again, Star Citizen in the blood, in our Discord, who has now officially signed off on Star Citizen, just because it's so painful to play now that it's just not worth the effort anymore. And there's other games like Elite Dangerous and stuff like that which have appeal, because you can just go on and play it. You don't have to wonder, will I have a ship? Can I get in my ship? Does it have a door? Those sorts of things. So yeah, it's such a shame. It really is. Yeah, I hope that they get their shit together, really.
Yeah. Well, we can only hope. But the future's not looking bright for the full future coming patches. That's the sign.
Yeah.
Okay, score. What do you reckon? Where are we at?
I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be brutally honest here. 1. I am, and that's generous. I'm on 1 cow face.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I'll give you my reasoning. The reason that it's a 1 is because even though every time I played since 3.6 has been just an utter nightmare, I've still had fun because of the people I'm with. I play with you, and that's always fun. I played with our guys from Discord. Even though it was a nightmare, it was immensely fun because they're just awesome people, and that is kind of the only reason that it's getting a 1. Because the rest of this game for me is full on broken until 3.7, I think.
Yeah, it's looking likely. Reports coming out of 3.6.1 are not looking too hopeful in the PTU. I don't think we're going to be getting sort of many fixes to the big bugs that we've got at the moment. It's just, like you say, just either adding new ones or sort of resurrecting old ones. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where my score is at the moment.
Yeah.
I desperately wanted it to be a high score because it's about time, they got one. But
yeah,
I'm just not seeing it. I'm struggling to even think of a 3. I think I'm on about a 2 at the moment.
Yeah. You don't want to be too generous.
No, well, I've got no reason to be, really.
No.
Half of the stuff they've introduced into the game now has just got no real interaction with me. Or, or if I do kind of interact with these new features, I have so many problems that it kind of puts me off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm on about a 2. You're on about a 1. So, meet in the middle?
Yeah,
1.5?
1.5 cow faces.
There you have it, people. 3.6 has scored a CCG. 1.5 cow faces.
Moo.
You want some little crying noise at the end there.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I will just throw out there, because, I mean, it can't help but be negative, because, let's face it, 3.6 is negative. Everything about it, pretty much. There's some awesome little features. Hover mode is a brilliant idea and will be good. You know, the lore system is on its way to being where it should be. You know, there's so many cool things. They're just so badly implemented and cause so many problems. But the long and short of it is, you know, there's so much that's breaking the game at the moment that you can't help but be a little negative. So don't think that by any means that we think the game is a negative. We just think this patch has not done it any favours. But, you know, our love for this game is we'll climb over this patch and many others. But at the minute, it makes me sad. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. So there you have it, guys. Let us know in the comments below what you think. Do you agree with us? Do you not? Do you think we're just talking out of our asses? Let us know. Also, if you like this review, give it a like and subscribe for more Star Citizen content. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.